Okay, here I am finally at the BX Press Cidery in Vernon. I've been wanting to come to this cidery for so long. Their ciders are just fantastic. And today we're gonna be doing a full tour and a tasting. I can't wait. Let's go check it out.
All right, so welcome to the BX Press Cidery and Orchard. This is a third generation apple orchard. We've got 40 acres of apple orchard and we grow over 30 different varieties of apples.
Wow.
So on average, we harvest about 1.3 million pounds a year by hand, which is one hell of a workout. So if anyone is looking for a free gym membership,
No doubt.
we've got one in the fall. It's up to you how many pounds you want to lift. We'll even pay you per pound. And there's a really good diet program as well. It's vegan, it's gluten-free, it's all you can eat, and it'll probably keep you regular as well. So come on into the orchard. Just a quick reminder, it is a working orchard, so things do fall off trees, so do watch for your feet. These trees are our Macintosh, and they're about 35 years old, so you're looking at fully grown trees. It takes anywhere from 8 to 10 years for an apple tree to fully grow, which is not something that most orchards will do these days. So this is very much an old school orchard, and you can tell that it's old because they're fully grown. So we'll wander on up here and I'll show you a bit of modern orchardry over here. So right here is the entrance to Nadia. Just as we go through here, just watch for the irrigation lines here. Okay, here we go.
Woo!
So now you get to see old versus the new.
Okay.
So this is how a lot of orchards are done today. It helps us keep up with supermarket demands, because if a supermarket says, hey, we don't want to stock Red Delicious anymore, you can simply chop these down, regraft, and you're good to go within a year to 3 years. You are not so lucky if you've got fully grown trees. So a lot of orchards have made the move to this one, but in our case, we're so far behind. We didn't get this done that we're now ahead, because this is a better option for us with cider. So yeah, I love to joke, you're looking at free range chickens versus barn fed chickens. So there you go, that's old school orchardry versus modern orchardry. So the first cider you get to try today is our Prospector. So Prospector is our traditional dry English cider. It is as true to British cider as you get, and it's made with just cider apples. So do either of you know the difference between a cider apple and a sweet eating apple?
So there's like dessert apples and cider apples, correct?
Correct, yes.
So like a dessert apple is more on the sweeter side, like a gala apple, or what's the other one I'm thinking of?
Honeycrisp.
Honeycrisp, yes, thank you.
Anything you find in the store is classed as a dessert apple.
Okay.
So a cider apple is quite similar to a crab apple. We lovingly refer to them as spitters. Take a bite in, you spit it out because it doesn't taste great. But if you take care of it for a couple of months, it makes wonderful cider. So the first cider you're going to try is the Prospector. This is what it looks like. There you go.
Okay, this is the Prospector. Let's give it a shot.
You know, the glass with the BX, and it looks nice when you pour cider into it.
Oh yeah, it's nice and dry.
Isn't it delicious?
So good. It's so refreshing. It's like, it's crisp, it's dry.
And it's
Yum.
not half bad for you. So this cider contains 3 pounds of apples grown right here in our orchard. And we use less than half a teaspoon's worth of sugar in it. So really clean, dry,
diet friendly.
Yeah. Yeah. So all of our ciders celebrate characters from local history. This one celebrates the Prospector. The reason behind that is that this whole area is known as the BX part of Vernon. Do either of you know why?
So I was gonna ask you, what is the BX all about?
All right, so we are now going to do a Canadian history lesson from an Australian. This is the Bernard's Express Stagecoach Company. So it serviced the gold rush for 50 years. I should note that during the 50 years they were never late. They were so on time that it's been said that you could set your watch for the time they came through town. So quite an impressive operation. They also liked to use unbroken horses. to pull their stagecoaches, and the idea behind that was that they would run faster than a broke horse. So I'm sure it would have been quite the spectacle to see back in the day, but there's your nice blurry photo. This is also the reason why BC has places like 100 Mile House, 110 Mile House, because those were the ranches that they would change the horses out, because the horses would need to be changed out every 10 to 15 miles. And this here was their network. So there's quite a few different accounts on how this started, and historians have conflicting accounts on what happened, but the legend is that Francis Bernard, who came here from Quebec prospecting for gold, had delivered mail by foot. So some historians say this didn't happen, some say that it did, so I'm just going to say legend has it. With his profits he set up a one-man pony express, and with those profits he set up the Bernard's Express stagecoach company. So this was his network, connected up with the paddle wheel as well. And as you can see, it branches out here to Vernon. So this here was once BX ranch land, which is why this area is called the BX. And this is where they'd bring horses to pasture during the winter, especially the mares who had foals, because the grass here was quite nutritious, called tough grass. All right, so the next cider I'm going to pour you today, and keep in mind there are so many different ciders, so you can try different ones every time you come here. You only try 4 on the tour today. This one here is called the Crack Whip. So the Crack Whip has a blend of sweet eating apples as well as cider apples in it. What the sweet eating apples do is they balance out the tannins of the cider apples, and you get a far smoother finish. What we've done with this one too is we've infused hops, which is commonly used in IPA beers. The difference between the two is when you brew beer, you boil the hops, so it'll give it a bitter finish, very much like what happens when you boil Swiss chard. So this is more of a giant tea bag in a tank situation, so you're really drinking alcoholic tea here. It's got a citrus finish to it, so it very much doesn't have that bitter taste. If you are not usually a fan of IPAs, I recommend giving it 3 sips before you pass judgment on it. Have a sniff, have a taste, and maybe even by the 3rd sip you might find that you quite enjoy hops. So here we go. Thank you. What do you think of that one?
Can definitely smell the hops in it. Do you know what hops they used?
They used Chinook, Cascade, and Crystal.
Crystal?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In other years we've used Centennial. It's just this year we couldn't get our hands on Centennial, so we got Crystal.
It's definitely sweeter than the Prospector, but like you just get that full flavor of the hops in your mouth. It's really nice.
All right, so the next one I want to pour for you today is the Lavender Raspberry Apple Cider.
Can you like note my excitement here right now, because
this one is fun.
I am so excited.
So I will say, obviously we don't grow the raspberries on site. We do grow the lavender. Raspberries, I believe, come from Armstrong. The lavender we used to source from Indigo Ridge on Silver Star Road, but we now grow it here on site. So here we go. This is what it looks like. Lavender raspberry.
Let's give a little nice.
And there you go.
This is the one I've been waiting for.
Isn't it delicious?
I haven't even tasted it yet. I'm just appreciating the smell of it because it's so perfumey with the lavender and the raspberry, but oh, it's so beautiful. I could just drink that. Like, it makes it dangerous because I could just drink it like all day long. It's so easy to drink.
It is. This one's a really good patio sipper.
Yep.
You can really enjoy it on your back deck.
It's not too sweet, like the raspberries, even with the raspberries in it, but it's not tart either. It's just so smooth and easy to drink.
Yeah, it's,
yum.
It's quite... All right, so the next thing I want to talk about today is the final cider. So this one here is the Bandit. This is our cherry apple cider. I have a real soft spot for this cider because not only is it made with real Okanagan cherries, it also celebrates a criminal, which is why I have such a soft spot for it. As I'm sure many of you are aware, Australia is quite proud of its criminal history. So moving to Canada meant that I needed to have a local Canadian criminal celebrity.
Yep.
And his name was Sam Rowlands. But let me pour you the cider first. It's a gorgeous, rich red color.
Let's get a look at the bottle first.
There you go.
Lovely. Oh, look at that. Nice. The Bandit.
The Bandit.
Oh yeah, you can smell the cherry. It's so good.
Think of that. Pretty good. This one pairs extremely well with chocolate.
I bet it does.
It does. I also highly recommend making a float out of this. If you
cider floats.
Cider floats with it.
Why have I never thought of that before? Oh, that's it. I'm going home. I'm making a cider float now.
And there you go. That's all 4 ciders that you get to try on this tour today.
Thank you so much for watching another episode of Mama Needs a Drink. We had an amazing tour here at the BX Press, and now we are enjoying a flight, and we're just waiting for our pizza, which is on the way. They do pizza here as well. So come down to the BX Press if you can, have a flight and a pizza, do the tour. It's super informative, and you'll definitely have a laugh. Thanks again for watching. Cheers.